Get dominated.
Yeah. AF Ghosties. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Congratulations to Callum for first, and thank you to Cyber for the Spotify reminder that I completely ignored until right now. Whoopsies. Tyrio, thank you for the resub. 38 months is ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Masterpiece Theater 3, my recent repeated joy. Bro, you listening to fucking Mariana's Trench over there? What's going on over there? Callum, hello. Saucy, hello. How have you been? It's been a minute. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Rotten. Welcome in, Ash, and congratulations on the fake first of yours. First stream I've caught in months. No, dead ass. Good to have you. Hello, Jess. Art Class Day. Yes, 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 yes. Pio, hello. You are gear. And our new pronouns, your, her. That's my new pronoun set is your, her. It's like a pirate pronoun set. Y'all, it's almost 3 years. That's whack. Alexander, been a bit. No, hey, Jaja, it's been a huge minute. Let's go. Yes, I am. Fuck you. What do you mean, fuck you? I love Mariana's Trench. I saw those bitches in concert, motherfucker. I've been listening to Mariana's Trench before you fucking even knew I existed. Eat my titties. Teeny bit. Felt. We've been lovely. Been so busy. How are you, gang? I'm so glad you've been well. Busy can be a good thing. My pronouns are yar, har, and plunder. Brilliant. Hello, everybody. My name is Alexander. Welcome home. How are we, Chatterinos? How are we doing today? How's the chat? How's the chat? How we doing? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What's that? Left, right, left, right, left, right. Go. Got a real bad body and a weapon like a pro. Yar, can I be the parrot? Yeah, Polly wants a fucking cracker. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-bow. All right. Hi. Hello. Hello. I'm in one piece today. How are we? How is everybody? Saucy's been good, but been busy. How has the rest of the class been? Can I be the boat? You can be the boat. And well, my boyfriend's coming to visit tomorrow. I'm excited. That's so good. Love that for you. How are you? I'm good. I am so busy recently. I barely got time to do a stream today. I'm so busy. But I'm here. It's not gonna be a long one, but I'm here. I'm being educated. Let's go. What in the world are you getting educated about? Yeah, Pio, congrats on the new laptop. Crazy. Rotten, 7 stream streak, and Quiet Panic on a 15 stream streak. Goddamn. Art, you're the teacher, dumbass. Bro. You're so right. Welcome to class. Great start. Reminder, Voracious, 5 stream streak, huge. no, hang on, pause those ads for a second. Reminder for everybody who's here, who maybe hasn't been here a little bit, wasn't here last stream, or hasn't heard the update. What is today's utensil? It's actually a straw, motherfucker. Update. The lore comes out this Saturday. The lore comes out in like 3 days, 4 days. Lore drops on the 31st, 6 p.m. Central Standard, nope, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where I live. Lore drops 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live on YouTube as per usual. Also be live in the Discord as per usual. We'll probably be live about a half hour early on the Discord so we can talk about it and be excited together. Then we'll watch the entire lore together. Keep in mind for this episode, we're gonna be there for a minute, baby. We're looking at a 38-minute long episode. It is a fat one. So keep in mind, keep it in mind. It's gonna be a long one. So lock yourself in, get yourself cozy, grab a snack. This is the longest episode we have. And I think this is like the longest episode that we have. It does not get longer than this, I promise. I know every episode so far has gotten longer as we go. I promise this is the peak. This is as long as it gets. We are we have officially reached full-length TV show time. Like, we are running like prime time on ABC. Like, we're here. It's crazy. Get your ass ready for fan art. Oh, my fucking cheeks are clenched and prepped. I'm ready. This episode has been incredibly difficult, but it has been so rewarding. And like I have said at every time an episode comes out, this truly is the best work I've done so far. It gets better every time, baby. I only go up. I was gonna make a joke about season 2 if we're getting there. It's gonna be 3 hours an episode. I actually every episode gets 10 minutes longer than the episode before it. So yeah, by the time we get to the end, instead of episodes, it's just like several like feature-length films just stitched together. I'm like, all right, everybody, clock in for the lore today. We are gonna be here for the 72-hour subathon. It's gonna be crazy. Anyways, we're supposed to be doing art today. I do have new character reference sheets I can show you. My last 2 are officially done. Art fight time, motherfuckers. Let me pull them up. We have Embry. Embry's character page, character reference, art fight reference, whatever, is officially done. I was so happy to finally get this one done, and this is the first time in a while I felt like, okay, yeah, that looks like how Embry looks. I've really struggled to get Embry right, but this is my boy. They are done. God, one day I'll get Embry's pronouns right. Embry uses they, them. Technically, Embry uses all pronouns, but Embry prefers they, them pronouns. So, I promise one day I will get my own character's pronouns correct, but that day isn't gonna be today. I'm sorry. Also, is my captions working? Captions? Hello? The answer is apparently no. Well, microphone? Manage? Ah, that's why. Does that work? Question mark? Captions? No? Well, no captions today. Sorry for the deaf. I got nothing for you. Anyways, this is Ember's character reference sheet. And this is Jace's. Jace's reference sheet is also done. I'm also very happy about Jace's. This one is so fun. It's so cool to see how these characters have developed over my time drawing them. Because, like, Jesus Christ. I pulled up a picture. Let me pull this up real quick because it's crazy. Hold on, let me pull this shit up because it's nuts. So this is, I pulled this up for my art Discord. So this is the Why are you apologizing to the chat? That's counterintuitive. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't remember how to say sorry. Is it? No, this is thank you. This is you're welcome. No, this is sorry. I don't remember my sign language. I used to know a little bit. I can do SORRY. BSORRY. Sorry. There you go. Anyways, this is the most recent drawing of Jace I've done. You ready to see the first? You ready to see the first? Oh, this is sorry. Thank you. Or you're welcome. Sorry. This is sorry. Oh, it's an S on the chest. Oh. Thank you. No, this is thank you. Is this and this is this and this both thank you? Because I thought this is thank you. Anyways, this is the most recent drawing of Jace, and this is the first. This is, yeah. Please, thank you. Got it. Understood. So, Jace has had Rotten, if you tried to type out the word Jace and wrote the word Yay Junior, we've got concerns. But yeah, so we've had some minor improvements on his drawings. There's really something going on up here. This is that's something. Anyways. And now here's my beautiful boy. He's so pretty. What a pretty boy. Anyways, so those are officially the last. We have everybody's done. Everybody's done. We have Xander, Azazel, Zadkiel, Myra, Othello, Brianna, Genesis, Kane, Sawyer, Jace, and Embry. Everybody's character sheets are officially done. I am ready to take on Art Fight. Jesus Christ, it has taken a minute. I also made a cute little thing so you could see all of their heights in reference to each other, like in reference to the people they're with. I don't know if I showed this last time I was on stream, but I was really happy with that. Because it's fun to see them standing next to each other. Because it just, I don't know, puts some visuals into reference. So, here they are. Gotta pay my Art Fight taxes. Character references? Yeah. I feel you. I've been starting to build up my hit list for this year. Even though we literally have an entire month. Everybody got excited about Art Fight way too early this year, which does mean that I had enough time to finish my references, but it also means that, like, I have another month before we're allowed to even start. Like, we don't even know what the theme is yet. We have another month before we're even allowed to start drawing. So, anywho, I was mostly able to use pre-existing art for my refs. That's what I did my first year. I didn't draw a single reference sheet my first year. I just used pre-existing art. And then my second year I did a couple, and then my third year I did a couple. Fourth year is when I added in like Xander's, Embry's, Zadkiel's, and then this year I went all out. It took me until my 5th year. Does it not start in June? No, it's July 1st. It's July 1st. It is not June 1st. It is July. It is the month of July. We'll be unable to do Art Fight this year, as we'll be overseas for Art Fight. Oh, well, that's fun. I hope you enjoy being overseas. What the fuck? Yeah, no, it is not June. I'm trying to make basic references. Yeah. Why are y'all making refs? We're getting ready. We're preparing so that we don't end up like last year. I've been panic drawing for no reason. No, this is you're supposed to keep up the panic drawing so you can get done. I was getting stressed because I wasn't close to done. Listen, we're just trying to be prepared this year. We're just trying to be prepared this year. I've never been prepared before. I need to be prepared this year. Anywho's, so now I'm kind of in the part where like now I get to just do drawings of my OCs, and I'm trying to do some drawings of some OCs that I don't do very often. To try to get some extra references in for Art Fight that aren't ref sheets but are just drawings of them. And I decided I wanted to do some drawings of Brianna swimming, because that's a really big part of her character, is that she's a competitive swimmer. And so I thought I could do a little art fight or art class on working off of references. So I'm gonna do that. Now I started this at work. So I'm gonna back up a little bit and backtrack and go over this. Heading to bed. Finals prep. That's crazy. Tomorrow's final prep. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Realizing that I could possibly join art fight next year on the way I'm going, or at least attempt. Pew, I'm gonna be so honest. This may feel like a stretch, but I would love to challenge everybody who's in that art fight art class server. I would love to challenge you to do it this year. Like, I would highly love to challenge you. There is no requirements for art ability in art fight. It is all about effort. So you can do 100% on paper. Plenty of people do. I have had plenty of people do stick figures. People do literally any level of ability. You can have one character on art fight, and then everybody can draw that one for you. I genuinely think it would be great for all of you to get an amazing amount of practice in drawing character designs that aren't your own. I think it would be fantastic homework for you. Even if it just means like you could do your daily doodle and just doodle somebody's character every day. That, you know what? I might make that a homework. I can teach you how to set up your art fight account. I was actually working on making a video essentially to walk people through how to do art fight. Hi King, how are you? Anyways, today I'm doing references. So, this is a thing to use. I put blinkies and stamps on mine. I was looking at yours today, Reese. I was on your art fight account on while I was at school, while I was at work. I was on your art fight account. I loved your blinkies. They look fantastic. You've got some cute design going on. I felt very grown up. Welcome to the glammed up version of art fight. Plenty of people don't absolutely blow up their account and make it gorgeous and everything on their first year. Most people just focus on getting the art done, but it's so fun to do the full, the whole thing. Let me pop into mine. Yeah, this is, you can see my references. I'll pull those back up in a second, because I will be going back over there. But yeah, mine's looking so good this year. It looks so nice. Everything's all designed, everything's ready to go, and all of my characters have matching profile pictures. They all look the same. I tried adding blinkies, but I was stupid and couldn't do it, so I'm gonna try on my computer later. Yeah, Reese can show you. I don't have to show you. I was gonna offer, but I no longer have to be the teacher. Dan's back at school. I'm about to be. I'm gonna sign up for classes, I'm telling you. Should I draw references for IOC's body types or design new characters that have been living in my head for a couple of weeks? Ooh. New characters are fun. Faking my boy. Look at my boy! Wait, where is he? My boy! My sweet boy! He is ready. He is prepared to be attacked. And he is prepared to attack. It's great. I'm very, very, very excited for this year. Yeah, I'm just excited that everybody looks so cohesive this year, and I've updated my character permissions. The only new things is I have clarified that I'm okay with any style of art, and I'm okay with mass attacks, and I have clarified that I'm not okay with MPreg. That's the only addition to the nose this year, just because it happens a lot on Art Fight. It's rare, but it's a common joke on Art Fight to draw characters like pregnant or human centipeded. That happened last year. There was the mass attack where they drew a bunch of characters in a human centipede. And you know what? If it's not in your permissions, it's technically free game. I'm definitely not saying that so I can also draw them. Why would you assume that? Design them, I want to see them. Yeah. I need to make art for characters that isn't exclusively character refs. Yeah, that's what I'm working on today. So, for art class today, I'm going to walk you through how I do that. So I have two references I pulled up. I needed some references for drawing swimming, specifically the butterfly stroke. So I have this one that swim is like a side view, and then this one, which is like a head view. Now, I did this at work, and I was thinking of like, I don't need to walk you through how to trace something. You guys know how to trace, but as like a quick like reference point in terms of tracing, because I feel like I don't need to teach people how to trace, but there's valuable information in it. You should be focusing on a couple things when tracing. Now, and there's a reason that I'm tracing first, and I'll walk you through that. So when you're looking at this, the things that I work on tracing when I'm trying to turn something into a reference, because looking at this can be really complicated versus looking at this is really simple. So I tend to trace a reference first before I get into actually using it as a reference. I don't do it every time, but if it's really complicated or I don't understand the pose well, I will. Now, a lot of people on instinct are just going to do, are gonna like trace the outline of this, and you're gonna get this like, this like shape, and that like, you're just tracing the shape of it or whatever, and you're gonna end up with something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, that shape doesn't look like an arm. So I highly recommend when you are tracing something to treat it like you're not tracing something and treat it like you are drawing the thing. So keep every part of the body in mind. So I'm thinking like, okay, this is the pec muscle. Nope. This is the pec muscle. Okay. And I can see it coming up, and I'm focusing here. Okay. I'm looking at this. Sometimes when you're too zoomed in, you can't see like, why is that thing white? But if you zoom out a little bit, you can see, oh, okay, there's a shadow and a highlight there. So there's a muscle that's being shown here. Let me keep that muscle relevant. And then, it goes back here, it comes up, and then we're like, okay, there's this little bulge down here. What's going on? Okay, well, this is the forearm muscle. So I'm going to keep that forearm muscle in mind while I'm tracing. Same thing when I come from the top. I'm like, okay, I can see this muscle here, and it makes this like dip down. And then we have this top muscle. Okay. And now I'm paying attention. This is a shape here. There's a muscle shape that's happening here. Okay. Same thing with like, I can see this like shape down here that's taking place because of the shoulder. You're starting to kind of see like, okay, that's where that muscle is. Same thing, like here's this really bright white line. Okay, I can see like this is going to be another muscle there. Same thing that goes up. And then we see this elbow, and we're like, okay, so this little point here is the elbow. I also see this divot here. And then we come all the way down, and we're like, okay, hand. We've obviously got a curve here because this is going back that way. So this curve is the end of the hand. And this is going to be what? If your hand is behind you, the thing at top is going to be your pinky. So this is actually a pinky finger. The other fingers are down here. And then clearly this is going to be a thumb. So now, when you get rid of that reference, now you've got a very simplified but still detailed and understandable version of the arm, right? You can still see and understand all the muscle, and you don't end up with just this outline that you can't understand. You're still seeing the shape and the form of the whole thing. So I'm going to keep doing that for this one with you, because I genuinely think knowing how to trace something is a skill that you should probably have, and also it's going to help you for using this as a reference. So I highly recommend play along if you want to. Callum, Jesus Christ, on the 30 stream streak. I didn't even realize that's what that said. I just read it now. 30 streams. Jesus, Callum. Okay. Let's keep up. Let's keep drawing. So, pectoral muscle comes up. I can see it goes in here. I'm going to come from the top. I've got this shoulder muscle happening here. I can see this curve here. And then we've got the back coming up from behind and connecting in. We've got the bicep coming in. All the way to the elbow. I've got that curve there in the elbow. All the way down. That's the forearm right there. And the bicep. Cool. We've got the foreshortening of the wrist. This is the back of the hand. This is that pinky up there again. And then clearly a lot of this hand is obscured by the water. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll get there. Okay. Sound good? All right. Face. So we've got the very basic shape of the face, right? This is nice and easy. Nose, I'm not going to do every little trace thing here because that's not how I draw noses. Part of this is going to come down to your stylization at this point. For me, I know I usually reference the two outsides. See, let me do a color that you can see a bit better here. I usually do the two outsides here. And then a little bit of this. You also don't need to do the whole face, especially if you're going to be doing your own character. What you can instead do is give yourself those lines. The mouth goes through here. Bottom of the nose is right there. Top of the nose is right there. Line of the cap is right here. I'm going to give myself a reference point for those goggles. So goggles are here. And I've got a front plane here, and then a back plane here, and then it goes back. Same with the front plane here, back plane here, and then it goes back here. And then back to bright color, you can see top of the cap, all the way around. And then I'll give myself some quick, like, okay, there's some wrinkles up there. Okay. Boop, boop. You know, nose is going to be something like this. Mouth is going to be something like this. Lips are here. Lips are here. We've got some teeth that you can see. Cool. Now, when I take that away, you end up with your character, right? And I'm gonna turn this all into one color so you can see it a little bit better. Actually, you know what? This is kind of okay. I think I'm just going to turn these top ones. Cool. All right. I've tried to be here for every stream because I always learn something new. I'm happy to teach. So this is a tracing. A proper artistic trace. Okay? You've traced it. Now, if all you need is a quick pose and you're using a picture of yourself or a friend, a picture you took, you can do this and go, line art, done. Color that bitch in, you're done. Literally that easy. You are permitted to do that. I have done that before. That is not cheating. As long as you are not tracing somebody else's art, it's fine. You can even just say, here's the pose I referenced. If you took a picture of yourself, you don't even have to, you do whatever you want with it, man. But if this was somebody's art or a photo that you didn't take, or you didn't want to trace it because you want the practice, good on you. You should be doing that. Let's learn how to turn this into a reference that you can then turn into a drawing. So I'm gonna blow this bad boy up here a little bit so we can take a closer look at it. I know that from the bottom here, the rest of this is just gonna be like water, right? Like this is just like water that's going over here. You know, this is like, woo, woo, woo. This water is coming up off of here. Okay, cool. Right? So, now this is where I'm going to start doing I'm drawing, I don't want to draw in green. I have a tendency to draw in like this mauve-y. So, now you're going to start having to look at your shapes. Okay? So for myself personally, I tend to start with the head. You don't have to do that, but I'm gonna pop myself down like a little shape for the head. I know it's gonna be a front and center, and I know that we're kind of leaning in a little bit, so it's gonna be a little bit of a long face shape. I'm also gonna get the reference for my character in real quick. Cool. All right. So Brianna's got a little bit of a sharper jaw. So I'll keep that nice and sharp. I also can take a look. So I'm looking at this and I'm going to start paying attention to what's happening on the drawing, right? So there is going to be, I'm going to really quickly do this. Cool. Okay. Have I been drawing with... I'm drawing with the wrong pencil, but okay. I tend to draw with whatever. So, I'm going to take a look at the whole size of the head and take note that this right here is about halfway down. So the whole top half of the head is all swim cap, right? Hi, Chasing. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for stopping in. So then I'm going to take a look at mime, and I'm going to go, okay, swimming cap about halfway down. So about halfway down, I'm going to slap me a swimming cap. So I'm keeping in mind, okay, this is where that cap is. Kind of give it a little bit of a up curve. And I'm going to notice there's going to be some wrinkles there. Like, okay, I'll consider those when I get there. And then from the bottom half, okay, the halfway point is going to sit like just above the bottom of the nose. Eyes are going to be at that fourth point. Mouth is going to be at the fourth point. So I'll cut this bad boy in half. Cut this in half. Cut this in half. Okay. So now I know the nose. I'll start changing colors so you guys can see again. The nose is going to be about here-ish, right? Because it's just underneath that halfway point. So Brianna's got a little bit of a wider nose, but not by too much. So slap a nose in there. Like, okay. Mouth sits right on that first quarter line. So I will put a little open mouth right here at the very bottom. And I'm kind of copying that shape, right? I kind of notice, okay, it kind of creates this like football shape. The teeth take up the top half of it, and then the lips are around that. So do like this like kind of open football shape. I know the teeth are going to kind of take up that top half of it. And then we've got a little bit of a top lip. And we've got like a big open bottom lip. And I may even end up opening it up a little bit because it looks like it's a little bit wider on here than it is on mine. So I'll probably take that. Cool thing about digital art, you can just stretch that fucker out a little bit. And waboom. Okay, we got a mouth. Right? I finished tattoo refs for spades since a lot of them were covered up. There you go. Tattoo refs are so hard. Alright, goggles. Curve. There's a big curve on these, which tells me that the face is kind of looking down. So something you can do on digital art, and you can do this on traditional art too, is, and tattoo artists do this, is practice your line a few times, right? So normally you would just, for your digital or traditional art, you're going to trace over it without touching the paper. You're just teaching your hand the motion. You're going to ghost over it. Don't touch it, just ghost over it, right? So I'd be like ghosting. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm just dragging my hand along. In this one, I'm going to trace over, trace over, trace over. I'm feeling the curve. Bring that down. I'm ghosting, and then I'm putting it down. That's going to be the same curve, right? So it kind of teaches you to train in that curve. And then for this, I'm going to keep jumping colors all over the place. That curve went right through the center point of the goggles. And then if I look at the reference, these are each about these kind of ovals. And then they come up, and there's, you know, because they're three-dimensional, they kind of go back. So I'll do these like goggles, and the goggles are kind of upward tilted a little bit. And then like this. And I may have to adjust that a couple times to get what I want. But that's kind of the idea. And obviously I need to adjust the size a little bit, because I have a tendency to make one bigger than the other, and that's my usual. And then these will go here. And these are actually pretty open circles, and I've got mine a little bit closed. Cool. All right. That's like a quick little whatever. Does my reference have eyebrows? Not really, because the eyebrows are going to be kind of pushed right here. So I'll make a little, because yeah, I guess the goggles will kind of push in right where the goggles are. So I don't really need those, but I'll kind of error them in a little bit. All right. And then if you ever want to, yeah, let me get rid of all this. If you're on digital art, you can always take this. I'm going to blow it up a little bit so it's the same size and bring it up here and start to see, okay, what did you do right? What did you do wrong? And for me, a lot of this is pretty good. My face is a little bit wider in comparison. So I've had the jaw going out a little bit wider. My nose got pulled up a little bit and my mouth got pulled up a little bit. Or since everything else lines up well, it looks like my jaw is just a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So if I wanted to adjust that, if I drag this bad boy down, I could then go in and adjust that a little bit, right? Kind of pull it in a little bit. Jaw comes in a little bit. Jaw comes in a little bit. And pull the chin up just a little tiny bit. I'll kind of like shave off some of that extra line art. And part of that is going to be your character's head shape, and part of it's going to be up to you. What's correct for your character versus the ref. So there you go. I'm also going to flip my canvas. Hello. Databit, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome home. Good to have you. See, and this is a chronic problem of mine. So it looks like I've got a little bit of a tilt going on. Draconic VA, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome home. It's good to have you guys. Welcome home. We're doing art class today. All right, flip. I'm also noticing that one of these jaws goes out a little bit stronger than the other. So pull it down a little bit. Give that kind of, if we're gonna have a strong jaw on one side, we're gonna have the other. I'm also noticing, you can see that one of them is higher up than the other. I have this awful tendency to kind of melt my character's face one way. It's a real problem of mine. I think I'll just kind of pull this down a little bit. Kind of like boop, 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 boop. Okay. Something like that. Kind of evens some of it out. I have a melting face syndrome with my characters, where they're all of their faces are kind of melting to the left a little bit. It's always the left. God, that feels like it's worse. All right. It doesn't feel like it's any better. I feel like I'm somehow I feel like I feel like I'm not. That feels okay. All right, we're gonna call that good. Terrible way to find you, but if you weren't aware, Ash just got hacked. At least her Discord and Twitch were compromised. I don't know about anything else. Any recent links from her should not be clicked. Yeah, we are aware. The entire mod team is aware. She's already been entirely blocked out of our server. We've given her a specific role, so she's got no access and no control. She has no permissions to even chat. And we've sent out a notification to over 500 people about her, so it's out. The news is out at least to my server and everybody in my server. So thank you for giving me the heads up on it, though. I did see her stream earlier, and somebody who's in my server, I think it's Lenny, reached out to my mods specifically, and my mods took care of it from our end. Thank you for giving us the heads up. I think the hacker banned me from her Discord. I think the hacker probably banned everybody from the Discord. Oh, at least all of the admins. Love Art, I was actually here to say the same thing about Databit. I didn't really know who Poison was, but knew their mods named Blue Moon. I know they banned me from her Twitch. Yeah, they were on her Twitch earlier today. Unfortunately, I unfortunately do think the hack was more serious than some people are aware of. Considering I really don't think her Discord and her Twitch are going to be the major concern here. I do think they got a keylog into her computer through like a backdoor link, which if that's true does mean that they have access, remote access to her entire computer, including all of her information, banking, location, all of it. So hopefully she gets that taken care of. But yeah, this seems a lot more serious than a hacked Discord. I have no idea what's happening over there, but I only hope the best for her. She's been a long-term person around here. I hate to see anything bad happen. People who do that stuff are stupid. Like, wild. Like, all this over Bitcoin. Yeah. I made the claim that at least, and based on what I know them to have done, I expect they were telling the truth. Yeah, it sure seems that that's the truth at the moment. But thank you for coming in to give us the heads up. Okay. Anyways, back to doing the artsies. So I've got my head here. Head's good. Now, if I didn't have a reference, see, my instinct is like the neck is here. So like I'd want to like, you know, neck and like chest and say like shoulders would end up here, and like that's just not correct. Cuz in the position that this person is in, if you were to turn them sideways, right? The head is here. If you were to turn this person sideways, their neck is here. And this is their back here. And then their arms are going out to the side. So because we're looking from this direction, you can't see the neck at all. And the shoulders are going to be way higher than you would usually anticipate. The shoulders are coming in like way above the cap, way above the eyes. Like we're quite a ways up. So the shoulders are actually going to be like up here. Do you see what I mean? They're going to be way up there, which feels wrong, but it's correct. Came to Warren staying for art. Let's go. Glad to have you guys in. I gotta go now. Good night, everyone. Night, Sammy. Thanks for being here. I know, sorry stream is so damn late today. And I can't stay super long today either because I do have stuff I have to do for work tomorrow, and I've got to work on the lore. Did my thing upload? Of course it didn't. No, that's fine. You know, I didn't even want you to upload. I didn't even want you to upload. Whatever. Hydrate, back ticking. Ugh. Ouch. Oh, my back was aching. And I will hydrate. Today I'm hydrating with flavored water. Gotta take care of yourself, Teach. Thanks. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I don't know if it is, but hopefully this helps you as much as it's helped me over the years. Alright. So, now, if you were to copy just the shapes of this, you're gonna get something that looks a little weird. Because I could be like, okay, yeah, so there's like a muscle here that goes like that, and then there's like an arm muscle, and there's like a pec, and then there's like, you know, like whatever. This is where some level of stylization comes in and some like decisions about like what are you going to include and what's important. Now, I always would say I'm going to include, this is definitely like the back muscle right there, right? And then we have this big, is that your deltoid? That's not, is that your deltoid? Yeah, this is deltoid. This is deltoid. And then it's not the biclavicle. Whatever. The point is this big old muscle here, right? So I would be doing the little back muscle there and then this big arc. And I'm actually going to fully draw the muscle that way. Down and then down into the chest. And digital artists, feel free to cheat. Ain't no reason not to, baby. Especially on something like a torso like that. I'm also going to quick take note, from the center of my head out to my chest is pretty big. From the center of my head out to my chest right now is really little. So I'm actually going to end up pushing these out a little bit. It's actually going to be closer to like out here. I'm going to do that on both sides. Just to pull that chest out a little bit so that center line looks a little bit more reasonable. So like if we were to draw the whole chest in, it would kind of look like that. So it kind of keeps that a little bit more evened out. Using your digital art tools isn't cheating. Cheating would be using AI. So real. I'm all for it. Digital art is not cheating in any way, but also you can do things that feel like cheating when you're doing digital art, and there are also shortcuts in digital art that you can't do in traditional art. It's not cheating. It's just using your tool. But it does feel like cheating for a lot of people, which is why I say it's okay. Cheat, baby, cheat. Keep it up. Go nuts. I'm especially someone that when I'm designing poses, I love a liquify tool. I love something that can kind of help me just like adjust it in a little bit, scoot it a little bit, wiggle it a little bit, get exactly what I want. And then once I do my line art, it's all my own. All right. Coming from here, let's put an arm together, okay? So I know I've got my bicep or my chest, and then it kind of comes up. And I know that I don't actually see this piece here, right? This isn't there. It's instead just these kind of like fade off. And then the arm continues. Got that little bump for a bicep. And then we're going to have what's going to be, in theory, the elbow. And now, right now, I'm also looking at my angles. Remember, if you're using your pen, you can go ahead and kind of hold it up. So if I were to hold this up, if I was to hold up the line right here, and then grab that bad boy, drag it down here and see, okay, I've got the same angle, exact same angle on both of these, because I'm paying attention to where this line is going, right? So we'll keep pulling it along. It's been a long time since I've done any sort of art. I feel you. This mode is the last time I did any art, fully digital, no cheating. Love it. Yeah, I actually don't do a lot of my own emotes. Most of my emotes are, honestly, looking at my emotes right now, it's a good half of them that I did, and half of them are done by the community. You can kind of tell which ones are me and which ones aren't. It's definitely interesting to look at now that they're all lined up like that. Bomp. Those are not mine, but very fun. There's Meat Boot. Good old-fashioned Meat Boot. Alright. I'm also gonna actually... Okay, so I'm noticing right now, the reason I'm pausing is I'm noticing that my distance here, my arm width, looks different than the arm width here. Okay? Which is true. I've got a wider arm. So I'm trying to figure out where that's coming in. It may be my angle, and it looks like that might be it. This angle here, much shallower than the angle that we have, which is a-okay. Because then I can just take that bad boy, shrink that angle, and now I've got something that looks a little better. Text tool, magic selection tool, gradient tool, selection to path, path to line. There you go. Rat, thank you for the rats. All right. So this is going to be kind of where my concept of an elbow is. And I draw my elbows by referencing them this way. Everybody's got their own thing for elbows. And then our arms go down a little bit, so we're changing the angle. Once I hit my elbow, I need my forearm muscle. Drag it in. Pull that wrist line, because remember, we're going to have foreshortening. The wrist is actually going back that way. And I'm also going to notice really quickly, I have pulled my arm way longer than the other one has, right? So the center line of our faces is in the same place. My pectorals are in very similar places, but the end of this muscle, this is already, you can see the issue. This muscle is ending in a way different spot. So what I can do, take that whole bad boy, boop, shorten that up. Kind of do some adjustments. I might want to get rid of these lines. Okay. And kind of come up and then out. I'm gonna adjust a little bit because these need to line up. That feels a little better. And then we know we can see the thumb down at the bottom. And I'm actually going to pull that a little bit thinner. And then the rest of these are just knuckles, except for the very last pinky. And I know this one's going straight forward. My instinct pulls this pinky out a little bit, and I'm just going to trust my instinct. It may not be anatomically accurate, but it's what feels right when I'm drawing it, so I'm just going to trust it, and I'm going to go with it. It's okay if it doesn't look exactly like the reference. Do you ever want to do another hair color that's not purple? I have actually done them all. Or I've done another hair color that's not green. I have actually done them all. I've done every single hair color. Is this... Hey, this needs to go on the Zandingo, the almost Xander stream bingo. I was just about to offer to pull up the images of all of my hair again, because that happens like every stream. I don't know if I want to do anything else other than green again, because I've done them all. I've liked some, I've loved some, I've been very mediocre about others. So, and like, having tried them all, like, it's weird, but you know how like some people have you seen those people on TikTok that paint their entire skin a certain color as if that's their natural hair color? Like, I've gotten to the point where genuinely green feels like my natural hair color. Not my whole head, but like what I've got going right now, where just like there is always green in my hair, literally feels like my natural hair color. I cannot picture myself with like blue hair or purple hair or orange hair, because I got bored of the green not long ago and I went to having silver hair again, and that lasted so short because I immediately felt like I was wearing a wig. Like, I cannot imagine, like, I've done so many colors, I've done so many different styles, but, like, ever since I've had this, like, I can't imagine doing anything else. But also, I'm literally planning to shave my head in, like, 2 weeks? A week. I'm planning to shave my head in a week. I'm starting to get really nervous about that. Because I really love my hair. My hair looks so pretty. I have such nice hair. It's taken me so long to get to hair that I love like this, but I love my hair right now. And it sucks that right now is when I want to try the crazy hair. Maybe I don't do it for pride. I don't know. I've wanted to shave my head for the summer. Liberty Spikes, right? Your hair is so amazing. I also love my hair right now. The thing is, I've wanted to shave my head for a long time. Like, to just, like, do a restart. I haven't cut my hair in... Well, I cut my hair, obviously. I haven't cut my braids in 4 years, but... I don't know. I really want to try doing a bi-hawk, and I was going to do it at Pride. Like, I was going to do it for Pride Fest. But I'm starting to think it might be a lot of work to try to cut my hair while we're doing Pride. And also, like... I really like my hair right now. But I also don't want to swim all summer with this fucking hair. I don't know. I don't know. It really is hard. I'm really, really stuck right now in what I want to do. Genuinely. Like, I want to shave my head, but I also, like... I like my hair so rarely that when I like it, I want to, like... Okay, I want to enjoy it for a little bit. But also, like... I don't know. I don't know. It, like, just got to, like, my favorite length. Because I cut it a little short again. But... You know, I think I will do it. And then I think I'm going to regret it. I do. I think I'll regret it. But I think I'll regret not doing it more. I will miss these. These mean a lot to me. I don't know. I don't know, my friends. My braids mean a lot to me, but I'm getting a little tired of doing them. I'm really torn. I am. Because I do acknowledge I think I'll regret it. I think I'll regret shaving my head. But I think I'll regret not trying a bihawk more. My husband gives me a hard time every time I say I want to cut my hair because he says I always regret it. And it's true. But like, listen. I don't have a self-defense, I'm gonna be honest. I got nothing. The defense is just, but like, hear me out though. You can always cut all your hair off, but it takes a while to grow back the same length. It's true. It would take me at least a year to get back to this length. And these braids would not come back. Not this length. I can't believe I've kept them going for the past 4 years. Has it been 4 years? I genuinely think it has. Like it's just a long time. I just don't know if I would want my braids to come back because I really do like my braids. But they are a pain in my ass. It's a very, very long time. 4 years is a long time. And like, the thing is, they've just gotten to the point where they're impressive and also to the point where they're really fucking annoying. Like, they're really annoying. Like, it just, I don't know. They drive me nuts. Like, they look so good. But oh my god, showering with them and taking care of them. I don't know. They're not like end of my life annoying. They're just like, I'm always just a little like, ugh. I don't know. I think maybe I'll hold off just like a tiny bit. Only because, hear me out. Pride Fest is such a tiring, busy time with my friends. And while like my hair would look super cool, it may be really hard to get the time to do that during Pride. Normally, like, we like go to Pride for the entire day. And then by the time we get home, we literally like pass out. And then we wake up with just enough time to get ready for the next day and then do it again. So like, maybe I just wait until the next major event. But also my day 2 fit would look so wicked with the bihawk. I can't wait for you guys to see my Pride fits, bro. The Pride fits go crazy this year, chat. I'm very excited. Pride is when you guys see the most of my body. That's for damn sure. And today, this year is no different. That's for sure. By God. I've got fucking nothing to hide this year. Day 1 is very tame. Day 1 is just like a shirt and a skirt. But I want to go to Pride so bad, but my husband has safety worries. I totally understand having safety worries, but consider if you're afraid of going to Pride because it's an unsafe place. The entire world is an unsafe place when you're queer. And that's just true. And even though it may feel like the chance of it being more dangerous at Pride is like, you know, because we're in a concentrated area, like that can be true. But at the same time, you can't stop living your life just because it's dangerous to be queer. It's dangerous to be queer everywhere. You can get shot for being queer at any club or any bar or walking down the goddamn street. Like, especially those of us who are visibly queer. I'm visibly queer. I'm visibly, physically, obviously queer. There is nowhere in this world I can go that is safe. Like, genuinely. Every bathroom I go into, every truck stop that I go into, every store that I walk into, I am visibly queer everywhere I go. Nothing I can do is safe. So I'm not gonna not go to these festivals, not show off my top surgery scars, try to hide away, because then they're winning. I won't disappear. I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna be me loudly. Because if I get killed for it, I'm gonna get killed for it. I'm gonna get killed for being myself, not just for existing. Plus, in a more serious chance, even though the rate of violence has gone up, I promise it's raised 120%. 120% of like 0.0001 is still 0.0002. Like, the chances of you yourself getting assaulted are never zero, but they're low. Live your life. You got no other choice. When I start drinking, my dick does all my thinking. Hoes wanna be seen with me, and I like their big fake titties. This is a very different vibe. Anyways. If I was worried about myself, it'd be easier, but I have my son to worry about, which is so true. But he's got to live his life too. He's got to live his life, and you've got to live your life. You both do. And it's scary, and you want to protect him, and that's so right of you. Like, I totally understand it. I totally get that, like, you've got to protect yourself, you've got to protect him, but you also got to live. All right. And then I'm gonna do I feel like I want to put like a muscle marker there. I feel like that's a good little, I don't know. I think maybe I need to pull the water line up, because you're not supposed to be that far out of the water. Let's pull the water line up. Okay. I'm taking some notes. I'm noticing some things here. Okay. My head is way, way shorter, because it goes up around the same amount, but I did not pull that face like down. So I'm gonna take this whole section here, kind of show you. Okay, so these kind of line up. So I think it's the chat. Let's find out. So the head is too small on the body. Because if we were to shrink the body down so it matches. Okay, so if we were to match these two up based on the body, do you see how small the head is in comparison now? Hang on. If this is the traced version, and this is the not traced version, I'll keep the face like that. Do you see how small our head is in comparison to our body? So I'm going to take the entire head. So I knew it looked a little off, but I wasn't sure what. Upscale that bad boy. And then make sure we kind of fit a little bit closer to our reference. It doesn't have to be perfect. But just that little adjustment, we look a little bit more dead on. And then I'm also going to liquefy and push the face down a little bit, just because I want to give it that kind of stretched perspective. Okay. All right. Then I've got my drawing. Drew a fuck ass hand, but it's still a hand. When I view this, I'm like at this point, When I view this, I'm like, at this point, I might make 50 different layer, one for each body part. I honestly, there's good practice in trying to break everything down into layers. Like, all of this is on one layer, but I totally understand why to make a different layer for each. But you can always just take like your selection tool, select the piece, and now you're just moving this thing and wiggling it around. Like, you can just kind of crush them down a little bit. I definitely do way too many layers compared to some people, but some people are worse than me. All right. Now, let's line art this bad boy. I'm going to be using dry ink because that's in my line art pen recently. Okay. Now, when it comes to line art, it's really good to get into practice of pulling really smooth lines. I am somebody who is a cursed scratcher. Scratching is when instead of pulling a straight line like this, you would do this, or you see it like I'm doing like line, 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 line. You see how like I can get like a very consistent line, but I'm very tit. That is a scratcher. Whereas you can just pull a straight line. It's really good to get in the habit and the ability to pull those straight lines. You'll end up with a lot cleaner line art at the end of the day. How do you feel about being on a big screen? I'm on TV. Holy shit, I drew a woman? Bro, show me that woman. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just like... Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the hacker situation. Okay. Okay. Just keeping an eye on the situation. Okay. Sorry, we gotta keep an eye on everything. Okay. I'm gonna do her nose. I have a tendency to do noses as just like two little references for nostrils, and then the bottom arc, and then our little boop, boop. Everybody does noses differently, so that's like completely up to how you do them. Do this. And then this is gonna be those goggles. Okay. And I'm gonna pull up my actually, I don't think I need my reference for this. I'm just gonna look at my reference real quick. Okay. So in looking at the reference, it looks like the bridge connects directly to like that eyepiece. And then it looks like I see. Okay. So it's kind of like this is the full shape. And then this is that front frame. Okay. Cool. Just looking at my reference. So this is kind of the full shape. And then this kind of does the rest of the shape. And then these are the goggles that go back. Something like that. Something like this. There we go. And then I'm going to erase just a little bit on this tangent line to give the illusion that those are on top of this, which helps. A woman in the fridge. A woman in the fridge? Bro, who put a woman in the fridge? Hello, woman. Woman sketch. She's trans and amazing and have a smidge of her story for everybody to her partner. She needs a name. Bro, she looks like Brianna. Not like she looks like Brianna, but like trans woman Brianna? Trans woman Brianna? Can Brianna and this trans woman be friends? Can they be friends? I want them to be friends. Her and Brianna are long lost sisters. Ah! Yes. All right. Keeping thing, because I looked at this real quick and I've got my arc going up. But remember, if the face is looking down, this is actually going to be a down arc, not an up arc. So make a slight adjustment. And I'm going to do some little bumps on hers because she's got braids under here. So if this is skin tight, you're going to see a little bit of that. All right, there's a little bit of wrinkles going on there. All right, mouth here. The less creepy you want teeth to be, the less detail you should give them. Because otherwise they can feel really creepy. Don't ask why, it's just like the rule of teeth. I feel like I can give her a little bit more lip here. Drawing like lips like actually like really detailed like this is always trips me up. I really struggle. Lips is something I really struggle with. If that looks okay for me. I don't know if you currently have a line of contact with Ashes, but Bird has been informed and restricted access so the hacker can't do damage in his server. Okay. Informed and restricted access so the Bird can't do access in the server. Okay. We have a couple mods right now that have line of contact to poison, so I don't have direct contact, but I'm not super concerned because I have a couple mods that have direct contact, so if anything changes, I'm sure they'll keep me on it. That's why I've got mods, so that I don't have to worry about it. Not that I'm not worried about her, just that, like, I don't have to be like, okay, I gotta quick do this, because I got people that do that for me. Smooches to the mod team. I lost line of contact to her when to her mods and the hacker banned me. Yeah. Yeah, that gets messy, but trust that her mods are on it. Hopefully they've got lines of contact that we might not have. But hopefully everything will be all right. Are you like a Bird mod? Is that like also what you're doing? Is I don't know. I don't exactly know everybody that she's connected with, so I don't know where you're coming from that you connected in with me. Adjust that elbow size a little bit. Karma's gonna collect it. Sorry, I've stopped like explaining what I'm doing because right now I'm just doing line art, so I'm just doing like a clean pass of all of my lines. That's really all line art is just doing like a clean pass through all of the lines that you've kind of sketched out. Some people use the sketch layer as their line art. I do it all the time. I know Reese does it too. Emily is somebody who does completely clean line art at the end of everything, if she's doing line art. I have a tendency to just clean up my sketches. This sketch was a little messy, so I'm just doing line art. Everybody's got a different process, so you kind of just got to find yours. Just Nash's viewer who's trying to help, and it seemed to just be her Discord compromised and pissed off the hacker as a result. I see. Well, thank you for being a concerned viewer, but everything should be okay. We've got mods taking care of it. through the line of access over to my mods, I'm able to keep up with her, so I know that she's working on resetting everything, resetting passwords, wiping access, like everything should be fine. Obviously, this is like a worst case scenario. Like, this is literally somebody's worst nightmare. This is a reminder, friends. Don't click on links. Not even from your friends. Because that's what happened to her. It was a friend of hers that she clicked on a link, and her friend's account had been hacked. So, I do not click on links. I will not click on links from my, like people on Discord, even if they are my friends, even if they are my roommate, unless I have gotten a visual confirmation, like they're in the room with me, or an audio confirmation as is I am on call saying, is this you? Did you send me this link? And they say yes. Text message isn't good enough for me. So, because otherwise shit like this happens. Like it you think it can't happen to you, and then it does. I don't want that to go down. All right. All right. Line art looks pretty good. I'm gonna pull up that lip a little bit. And then I'm gonna do flip. As per usual, my face is a little bit crooked, so I'm literally... yeah, no, I do prefer this side. Literally just gonna combine those because it's such a minuscule little thing. Also noticing this needs to get moved down a little bit. I think that's like a little edit. Okay. I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. All right. Let's get some color down on her. Boop, boop. All right, and give her... give these. I'll keep like... this will all be black. And then I feel like we'll do... I do a little yellow. I think we can do like those kind of colors. Or do we want to do like the typical like the blue? Something like that could be fun. And then she's getting pretty dark. I was just gonna slip some eyebrow in there. And then we got some lip color in here for her. And then something like that. And then cool. That's kind of what we're going for. And it's not perfect, and I think that's okay. Okay, cool. I'll call that good, I think. There you go. So that's one of them. A little bit of effort, but it's there. Based on what you said, it was the classic download this game I made Gambit. Yeah. And I'm not even gonna do line art on the other one. I'm legit just gonna be like, all right. I kind of walked you guys through what to do. You can also just trace. And guess who's gonna kill me? Nobody. And I can just take my colors and just start filling in. Does it need to be perfect? No. This trace was messy as hell because I wasn't intending to use this as line art. I'm just using this as a quick example of like, hey, just need some more references for your character. Need to get some shit in there. Guess what? The real world exists. Rip some images off of the real world and use them. Obviously, keep in mind what I was talking about with tracing like an artist. Another really, really great thing. I'm just gonna finish up some of the coloring on her, and then I'm gonna be done. One of the best things I recommend is learning to create references from references. Not like I just did with the tracing and then the redrawing, but I mean building a reference. The shit that people are using for using AI for right now. The thing that you should be doing to build a reference like an artist is find a reference for the position of the legs, and then find a reference for the position of the head, and then find a reference for the position of the arms, and literally build your reference up from the things that you need. It is such a good habit to have, to be capable of building your own reference, like from the references that you can come across. It's just a really, really good skill to have. To kind of like exquisite corpse Frankenstein that shit together. They get the idea. All right. And I want her butterfly tattoo. So I'm gonna copy and paste. They're just gonna rip that out. Pop it in here. Distort the fuck out of this bad boy. Apart from this whole world that shares my fate, and one last sign of retention. And I've been housing all this doubt, insecurities. Okay. There we go. Just like, I wanted some like references of her. And maybe I'll do one more, but I just wanted like some quick like swim references. Art. What if I do? Where in the world? That's what I wanted. Something like that. I don't know. Something little like that to give like a quick like swim reference. All right. I just wanted something like that for her because I didn't have anything. And I'm not like 100% sold on it, but I think it works for what it is. But there she is. Okay, cool. I know that's a short stream today. It's only been an hour and a half, but I do really have shit I have to get done today. So unfortunately, I do have to wrap. But hopefully this was a fun little art class, and I got a little doodle done. And you saw the time and effort it took to redraw. It took me an hour and a half to redraw one reference. It took me no time to trace over and use the other one myself, and they both look good. So, just as like a heads up, the world's available to you guys. All right. Who is live today? Let me go give some love to. Forrest? Doing some art today? Forrest doing some art today. I'm gonna get you guys on over there. Hey, shit's gonna get a little weird for streaming for a little while. Just as like a heads up, shit's gonna get just a little bit weird. Because Reese is gonna come over and we'll be here tomorrow. So it's gonna get a little weird around here in terms of when I'm able to stream and all of those things. But
you're following.
Christ. But I promise I'm still gonna stream every chance that I get. Also, I have one stream left to remind you guys that lore comes out this Saturday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come for the lore. Stay for the lore. All of those things. Gonna load you up to raid over to Forest. Be there or be a goddamn loser. Alrighty? Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And draw character reference sheets of your dad. Or I will reference him for you. And I'll enter him into my art fight. And I'll draw